You are live.
Okay, good evening, everyone. This begins the pre-meeting for the November 3rd, 2021 Rochester Preservation Board. Pre-meeting is a time for board members to ask staff any last-minute questions about applications. There is no participation by members of the public nor by any applicants. So before we get started with the going over the cases tonight, I'm going to run through and do the site visit questions to get those out of the way, and then we'll be done for the hearing and we can address it when we go to the hearing. So case number one, I'll just ask if anybody has not visited the hearing not visited the site to let me know. Case number two is 266 Park Avenue. Any board members not visit the site? Case number 3309 Jefferson Avenue. Anybody not visit the site? Case number 46 Madison Street. Anybody not visit the site? Up the street on Madison, number 47 Madison, case 5. Anybody? Case number 6, 232 Mill Street. Any board members not visit the site? Case 7, 2 Menlo Place. Anybody not visit the site? And last case is 987 East Avenue. Any board members not visit the site? All right, very good. So all board members present have visited all of the sites on tonight's agenda. Case number 101 South Plymouth. Any other questions on this one? All right, great. Case 266 Park Avenue is a sign for Parks, Plates, and Shakes. Any questions on this one?
I have a question on this one. Maybe
Yes,
this is outside of the preservation board area, but on the sign, that character, is it just me or does anyone else see what looks like the character from the Monopoly game?
I'm gonna look again. Hold on.
Okay.
So we'll have to
Maybe.
leave it for copyright or trademark council.
Well,
Or
that's where I was
if
going.
it does indeed look like the Monopoly Man, we really can't. I'm not. We don't have anyone. I think even in our law department view to tell us whether it runs afoul of trademark or copyright laws, and even if we did, we can't deny it on those bases. It would be up to Parker Brothers to
Well, it's Hasbro that owns the copyright.
or
on the
Hasbro. Okay,
Monopoly guy.
yeah, then it'd be up to Hasbro to address that, because that's beyond our subject matter familiarity here.
That's what I thought.
Sorry, where can I find, are they online, are our guidelines online somewhere? I wanted to verify.
Oh, yes, I meant to address that with you all. I did not, I can send them. I'm gonna put them in a, I'll put them on the, bear with me. I'll send them in the chat to everybody.
Only because I was trying to remember the materials that we were allowed to use, and can they have a byline in their signage? I thought it was limited to just the name, but I don't remember.
I will send those in the chat.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. And I was going to do that for all of the cases, and actually thank you for reminding me. So I did not include them in the staff report somewhat intentionally. My goal here is to have them readily accessible, whether that be you pull them up. I'm trying to eliminate the need for voluminous staff reports to the point where it may not be necessary. So we can touch base on how that works, if they can be pulled up on like a separate screen, or if we need to go back to the staff reports. But that was my intention, and I should have mentioned that, so my apologies, but I will send them in the chat. Let me, Kirsten, if it's okay, I'm going to go through the rest of the cases and then I'll send those. Is that okay? Okay. Case number 3 is 309 Jefferson Avenue. This is a flat roofed canopy over an existing accessible entrance on the north elevation of the church. Any questions on Jefferson Avenue?
So Matt, my only question, when I was
standing there, I was able to go, even though I wasn't there Thursday, I was able to go and visit the site and in fact, walk into the site. And there's a railing along the landing there where the new canopies would go. And I leaned against the railing and it's loose.
Correct, yep. So
Is
that is
something for us to raise or not?
So it's a good question. They are planning on keeping it, is my understanding, resecuring it and just painting it. They're not planning on replacing it, but as part of the project, it would be to secure that railing that you're referring to, yes.
Okay, so it would be.
That
okay.
is a suitable thing to ask about at the meeting and have them address.
Okay. that was my
Actually, I recall that they
I
were
get that
telling us
wrong?
while we were there, it fits in these holes, so it's removable, because they were using it kind of as a loading dock, right, Matt? Did he mention that while we were there?
Oh, that
They
I
will
don't.
secure it.
Yeah, I
Oh.
recall him saying that too, that comes out, which is why it was loose.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I appreciate you picking up on that. And the important thing is from these site visits is it's important to put what you observed or were told on the record during the actual hearing. So that, because if it doesn't happen on the hearing, it's like, it didn't happen. So that's all to say, please bring that up and ask about that with the applicant when we actually have the hearing.
Anything else on the Jefferson Avenue case? The next one is 6 Madison Street, and as I was going over this earlier, I realized I did not put one thing in the project information. Let me back up. So this is a rehab of a long vacant property that was sold to the owner by the city's land bank, which is of course used to get properties rehabbed. So there's a series of renovations going on and being proposed to the property, which are listed in the project information. But I do realize, and I'm sure you all noticed this, I did not mention the glass block windows in the basement. They're included in the application, but I did not reference them in the project information. So I just wanted to make note of that for tonight with the applicant, for any questions that the board has or the applicant addressing them. Beyond that, are there any questions on this application?
So is that glass block windows that are already there or that,
No, I don't think so.
or that they're proposing to put in place of?
Into the, correct.
Okay.
Case number 5 is 47 Madison. This is the removal of a Norway maple tree on the south side of the home. No replanting plan as part of this request. Any questions on this one? Case number 6 is 232 Mill Street. This is a generator relocation from inside of an existing building to outside, but inside of an enclosure. Any questions on this one? Okay, case number 7 is 2 Menlo Place windows. Any questions on this case?
I do have a question. They mentioned that they called the Landmark Society twice to get a suggestion for someone to come out and look at their windows, and they didn't get a response.
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I guess I'm just wondering how to handle that. If we've made it our standard to have people review and then they can't get it.
So my advice, and Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm by no means the expert on this, ask that question directly to the applicant
Yep.
during the hearing, and then let's respond to it at that point.
Okay.
Yeah, and you probably have already noticed this, but or just to make sure I've got it right, there are not original windows in the second and third floor. It's just the first floor. Is that
Correct.
right?
Yes, you're correct.
So at least the issue is narrowed down to the first floor windows. Apparently. I mean, it's something to check with the applicant to confirm, but.
And then the last case is,
Matt,
I'm sorry, I have a
for what it's worth,
question. I have a question. And again, I'm new, so, but I did read all your guidelines and they have to contact the Landmark Society as part of, because I didn't see anything in there about how they, who they have to use to evaluate windows.
No, they
So
don't
I'm
have to,
just-
they don't have to. It's just that they couldn't get anybody to evaluate according to what their testimony is.
Okay,
For what
Okay.
it's worth, I reached out to the Landmark Society, to Wayne Goodman and Larry Francer, and told them about it. They were looking into it, but I haven't heard back.
okay. Sorry, thanks.
I'm on mute. It's my first time on Zoom. Any other questions on this one? Or shoot, okay. And then the last case is 987 East Avenue, a series of legalization of and installation of one additional HVAC mini splits, as well as a dryer vent on the front elevation. Any questions on this one? Okay, very good then. I believe we are all set then, if no one has any other questions. So this will conclude the pre-meeting and we will reconvene at 6 p.m. to start the hearing. Thanks, everyone.